important short note, very basic point actually. Theoretically studying it is very simple, but it has a very adverse effect, very horrible effect on a boiler part, on a boiler pipes, on even the condensers and the walls, and on the boiler metal where we carry out boiling process, where we carry out steam generation process. So these scales and sludges, as far as the exam is there, we are studying it for 6 marks short note. One point in this topic is prevention of scales and sludge. Number of times that was asked for 4 marks or maybe asked for 5 marks short note. How to prevent corrosion? Like by certain conditioning we used to do in prevention of corrosion, like colloidal conditioning, like phosphate conditioning, like carbonate conditioning, calgon conditioning, EDTA conditioning, and so on. Okay, let us go to this part. Let us have an explanation for scales and sludges. What are these scales and sludges? See, I will give one simple example. This is my bucket. This is a container, suppose. Okay, in this container I have kept hard water, borewell water or well water, which is very hard, suppose, and just keep it overnight. If it is very hard water, then in the morning hours, after 12 hours or so, we will find some particles are gathered here on the inner part of the container. This precipitate, based on its nature, either called as scales or sludge, isn't it? This is a simple term that is called scales and sludge. That particles, that PPT get deposited in the boiler pipes, in a boiler metal, okay, and very continuous process. So the loss of metal because of this process is found to be very huge. Okay, now how the PPT formation occur? Suppose in a boiler I have taken minimum amount of water, say just 10 liter, okay, and we are generating steam. We are heating water to boiling temperature, so amount of water go on decreasing as it is getting converted to water vapor, but the number of soluble salts, initially suppose 200 milligrams per liter salts were there, okay, initial volume was 10 liter. After the process, some volume is converted to steam. I left with a 5 liter water, but the number of soluble salts will remain same. Okay, so here volume of water decreases, so concentration of this will obviously increase. Okay, at one point of time these soluble salts will come out in the form of precipitate. Once the saturation point reaches, that soluble will come out in the form of residue. The soluble will come out in the form of precipitate and get adhered, get attached on the inner part of the boiler. Okay, roughly I will show it like this. Suppose this is a section of boiler, maybe in this fashion. Okay, very rough structure I am showing here. Suppose this section of boiler. Okay, this is a boiler metal actually. This is steel metal. Okay, and inside this boiler we are heating, inside this section suppose we are heating water. When the saturation point reaches, PPT formation occur and that PPT get attached on the inner part of boiler, maybe like this, very dense, very hard, okay, very thick and sticky precipitate, maybe like this, okay, which is difficult to remove, that PPT is called as scale. So the hard, dense, sticky residue attached or adhered on the inner part of boiler, that is called as scale, isn't it? So it is boiling water. It is boiling water. Okay, this is what? Section of boiler. This is section of boiler showing scale. This is what? Boiler metal. This is boiler metal. This is a simple meaning of scale. This is mainly sulfate. This PPT, which is very hard and dense, is mainly sulfates, or it may be silicate scale. Okay, that is quite difficult to remove. At the same time, there are some precipitate, there are some residue, maybe like carbonates, maybe like hydroxides. They attached or they adhered on either part of boiler quite loosely, as they are loose precipitate, as they are slimy precipitate, which are quite easy to remove by blowing air, okay, by blow down operation, by brushing or by scraping with the help of knife. Such precipitate can be easily removed. I will show it like this. These are the precipitate. In a blue color I will show like this, which are not very thick, which are loose and slimy precipitate, roughly oily material, and this can be easily removed. That precipitates are called as sludge. That called as sludge. This is a simple term. This is a definition of scales and sludge. This is mainly carbonates, maybe hydroxides, and so on. This point we have to elaborate under 4 different headings. First is causes of scales and sludge formation. By what way the formation of this is observed? Okay. First point is, it is decomposition of bicarbonate. Decomposition of bicarbonate. How the scale formation occur? If my boiler feed water is containing bicarbonates, mainly calcium bicarbonates, magnesium bicarbonates, okay, one reaction, calcium bicarbonate. Already we have seen this number of times. If this is there in a boiler, okay, during steam generation process, this bicarbonate decomposes. It undergo decomposition, get broken down, and it will form corresponding PPT as CaCO3 plus whatever, okay, H2O plus CO. This way the PPT formation takes place. This is one way of forming scales or sludge. Second is what? It is hydrolysis of salt. Second way is hydrolysis of salt. Mainly chlorides, mainly calcium chloride, mainly magnesium chloride. These chlorides are highly susceptible. They favor or they easily undergo hydrolysis reaction. If these chlorides or even the traces of chlorides are there in the boiler feed water, they undergo hydrolysis and form the PPT. One reaction I am supposed to write. It is, say, magnesium chloride. This also we have seen already, where it is there in the boiler feed water. It undergo hydrolysis. It undergo hydrolysis. It will be twice H2O. It will form MgOH by 2 in the form of precipitate plus twice HCl. This twice HCl makes water acidic. Again attack the metal Fe. It will form again FeCl2, and in a cyclic manner this is PPT. This is PPT. Okay. This HCl form will again react with this. Already we have seen in a boiler corrosion. Okay. It will again form FeCl2 with liberation of hydrogen gas. This FeCl2 again react with H2O and form FeOH by 2 ferrous hydroxide in the form of fine PPT and so on. Okay, so this is the hydrolysis of chlorides present in the boiler feed water, leads to form residue or the precipitate, either scales or sludge. Third is what? Third point, C point is increase in a concentration of salt. Increase in concentration of soluble salts. Okay, one line we can easily write. We are heating water. So what volume of water we have taken? Getting converted to steam. Amount of water go on decreasing as it is forming steam. The concentration of soluble salt will go on increasing. At one point, at a saturation point, this soluble will comes in the form of insoluble, will form different precipitate, maybe carbonate, maybe hydroxide, maybe sulfates, okay, and so on. That is called as the scale sand sludge. One more point is, it is presence of silica. Presence of silica in a boiler feed water will form calcium sulfate, CaSiO3, will form magnesium sulfate, MgSiO3, will form sodium silicate, Na2SiO3, and so on. These silicates are very sticky precipitate. Okay, they are attached to the boiler part very tightly, very firmly, which are difficult to remove. So presence of silica is also one reason. And one more we can write, it is decrease in solubility, decrease in solubility of calcium sulfate. What is that? General rule regarding solubility of solute is, on increasing temperature it becomes more and more soluble. Okay, so it will remain in a soluble form. It will not form PPT. Calcium sulfate is exception to that. At a higher temperature it is found to be less soluble. So at a boiling temperature this soluble salt will not remain in a soluble form. It will come out in the form of PPT. A rough graph of temperature against solubility, if you want to put, will find like this. Okay, at a low temperature it is highly soluble. At a high temperature it is very less soluble. So it will come out in the form of precipitate. So at least 2-3 reactions, 2-3 examples you should write under heading what are the ways, what are the causes of scale sand sludge formation. Okay, so this is one point. One point. Second is, what are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages of scale sand sludge? Disadvantages are, first is wastage of fuel. Wastage of fuel, isn't it? These PPTs, maybe carbonates, maybe sulfates or silicates, they attach on the inner part of boiler, maybe like this. The boiler section, on this inner part they are adhered in this fashion. Okay, we are heating from outside. These PPT are bad conductor of heat. They are not good conductor. So what heat we are supplying from outside will not completely reach to the water inside. So some loss is there. That depends on thickness of this scale sand sludge. So because of this fixing or attachment of scale sand sludge to the boiler material or to the boiler metal, there is a wastage of fuel occur, isn't it? Then second is, there may be decrease in efficiency. Decrease in efficiency of boiler. Efficiency of boiler. Okay. These PPTs, these fine particles, these residue sometimes may choke the condenser. Condenser may be like this. Through this we are passing the water vapor. So some particles, solid particles may attach on the inner part of condenser, may choke the condenser partially. So it finds difficulty in generation of steady supply of steam. That decreases efficiency of boiler. Okay, and third may be it leads to danger of explosion. Okay, during the heating process, sometimes because of the uneven expansion of the scale or the sludge or the PPT, this red hot plate of the metal directly comes with the in contact with the water, that may lead to an accident. So these are the disadvantages of scale sand sludge. Third point is removal of scale sand sludge, isn't it? For example, this carbonate scale can be removed by adding 10 to 15% HCl. This HCl will dissolve the carbonate scale. This way we can show the removal of removal can be done by giving thermal shocks. Isn't it? Heating the PPT, attached on the inner part to very high temperature, and abruptly cooling may remove the attached or adhered residue. So that is called thermal shock or by blow down operation, isn't it? By the loose precipitate, mostly hydroxide